Hello there, we are indeed in Sochi for the International Investment Forum. It happens every year, but this year is particularly special, and that's because everyone is gearing up for the Winter Olympics that will happen in just 130 days time from now. And today actually we had the Olympic torch lit in Athens. It will make its way to Russia for the longest relay in history. Now you can see just behind me, there's been a complete transformation of Sochi since the Olympics was announced. So just behind me on the right, we've got the stadiums themselves, and really the infrastructure that's ongoing. It is incredible. 85% of the region had to be totally revamped or built from scratch. I'm talking roads, railways, tunnels, gas pipelines, you name it. And luckily for Russia, there's an abundance of Russian billionaires that are willing to foot the bill. And although we're yet to witness any losers in the games themselves, I think Russia pretty much definitely gets the booby prize for expenditure, having already splashed out $50 billion, over $50 billion, and that's around about 4 times over budget. So how has Russia managed to blow the budget in such spectacular fashion then? Well, one example is the cost of the ski jump. That went from $37 million to over $250 million. That actually resulted in a man getting the sack. He got pushed over the mountain as a result of that one. And it's not just Sochi, though, that's been a complete budget blowout. There's been plenty of other examples as well, most notably at the Suez Canal. That was 20 times over budget, followed by the Sydney Opera House as well. Now, I went down to see if I could track down some of these Sochi investors to see if they fancy getting some money back. So right here, we've got all the oligarchs in secret just behind me. But the fact is, they've told nobody they're going to be here, and they don't want to answer any questions to do with investing into Sochi. I wonder why, but I'm going to set up camp here, and I'm going to wait for them and see if they ever will appear. Now, I did manage to track down one of the big money spenders here. It's oligarchs' company, Basic Element. They've built all sorts of things, including the Olympic Village itself. We've got an airport built by them, as well as a marina too. So pretty much half of the complex going on here. And I managed to catch up with the Deputy General Director of the company, and I asked him, are they going to be able to make any money on these investments? Okay, I'm joined right now by Andre Ellison from Basic Element. We're going to be talking just now about your projects here. We know we've got the Olympic Village that we're now walking through. You've been working on the airport, refurbishing it, as well as the marina too. A total cost of $1.4 billion, I believe. Are you going to get your money back on this?
Of course we will, you know. We've been doing it for a long time, you know. We've been involved in different infrastructure projects, and this one is very special, you know, and of course it's very special because it has this Olympic angle. And the projects we're doing, which is an airport, Olympic Village and the marina, you know, they're not just commercial projects per se, they also have this social and Olympic angle. It's kind of a PPP type projects, you know, the public-private partnership thing, where the government is helping us a lot with infrastructure, you know. For example, on the seaport, you know, we have invested over 6 billion rubles, which is roughly $200 million into the project. However, the government also have invested almost the same amount of money in order to build the whole infrastructure support for that.
And if the return doesn't come, for argument's sake, do you think there's going to be some punishments, and who's going to be to blame?
You know, I don't think it's not a blaming game. You know,
right.
We're not looking for anyone to blame if return doesn't come. The government wants to see that investors do complete their obligation, and you see here, you know, the Olympic Village, you know, this nice buildings already standing, ready to, you know, accept the first guests for the Olympic Games. The port is there. So I think when the government sees that investors have completed their obligations, they will be very willing to, you know, make a step forward from their side and support in some subsidies, some special programs of support, so that the investors get their money back.
Okay guys, we're now in forbidden territory. We're going to go and see the Olympic Village room, see where the world famous athletes are going to be staying. Gold medalists like Usain Bolt, very luxurious, privileged people. So let's go and check it out. First of all, this is going to be a bedroom, very nice indeed, nice double bed. I've got a gold duvet spread there. Right, what's in here? Okay, kids' bedroom. Very nice indeed. Nice toys and cuddlies and balls and all sorts. As well as that, we have got an office, admin. You've got to be doing it on the road, and a gorgeous sea view as well. Go check out the lounge and see what's going to be happening there in the social room. They're going to want to be relaxing, they're going to be tired. Here we go. So we've got a huge sofa right here. We've got a plasma television. We've got candles as well. Oh, and look at this. We've got some nice wine. Don't mind if I help myself just here. So, as I say, this is where the athletes will be staying. But for more ordinary people like myself, my accommodation will no doubt be far more modest. But cheers for now. Now, for those of you who don't have a gold medalist budget, then you can come here to this wine shop and you can pick up a cup of wine for just 14 rubles, which is about 30 cents. This one's spasiba, and well, 14 rubles, that's not going to break your bank balance, is it? So here we go. And this wine's going to build up a bit of an appetite, so let's get ourselves some meat. Okay, skolka spasiba? Okay, 150 rubles, so that's around $5 there for a juicy bit of meat. Lovely, yummy. So we're now in a taxi. It's around about a 10-minute journey, so let's find out how much that's going to set you back. Skolka?
300 rublей.
It's around $10 for a taxi ride, around 10 minutes' time. Hello there. So this is my room. It's an average 3-star room that's going to set you back around $120 US. That price will double come February during the games. As you can see, it's quite basic, but actually very cosy and nice there. Now, I spoke to the head of the Radisson Blu hotels. He's also in charge of the Park Inns as well. And I said to him, what's going to happen to Sochi when all the athletes go home? Will this city become a bustling tourist destination, or will it be an eerie ghost town?
We have all the infrastructure now. It's a modern city in many ways, and some fabulous venues where congresses, exhibition, etc. can be held. Now, how do you sell it? And that's where you need the authorities' engagement. This cannot be done by the individual hotels because they are competing against each other. The destination has to be sold through a convention and tourist bureau.
And what about when it comes to, say, visas and airline tickets? Are these big hurdles to getting people to come to Sochi?
The cost of air flights out of, for example, Moscow to Sochi, which is now more expensive often than going to Paris or London. The other thing is, of course, visa, but that is more for because the potential for foreign tourism is there too. Visa is a big obstacle though. But Sochi remains to be a domestic destination.
And what kind of person is going to come to Sochi? Is it going to be, say, the Russian middle class then?
Yes, it will. And you know, the Russian middle class is becoming very, very large. It has grown dramatically over the last 10 years. So to have for 140 million nation, where now when you count households, some 60% are considered to be in the middle earning class, meaning a medium income to the family of some over $20,000. So the market is there, and Sochi is a big name. It has already the brand as a destination.
Now, one person who doesn't need to worry about money is Sean Thomas. He's got $10,000 US. So let's check in at the headquarters in Moscow and see what he's been up to. Sean, are you in positive territory?
Well, Katie, before we get into the portfolio at all, I have to say that you're not allowed to leave Moscow anymore. When you went to St. Petersburg, it became cold, rainy, and gross here. Now you've gone to Sochi, and the weather is probably wonderful there, but here it's too cold. But let's get to the portfolio. This is what you really want to know about. Last week, we talked about the potash wars and Uralkali, and I have fallen victim to the said potash wars. In fact, I got involved because it was rallying. It showed some promise. It looked like it was on an upswing with lots of movement happening there, China even getting involved. But now I touched it, and that seems to be the touch of death. It went down 1%. So this week, not doing very well. down overall, $123 for the week. The entire budget, basically, or my entire portfolio is down to $9,340 of the original $10,000. I need to do something to make this happen. Now, you're in Sochi, you're talking about the Olympics. I'm inspired. The thing about Sochi is that, you know, the weather's great, it's a good location. What about investing in tourism? Unfortunately, I can't do that, can I? I'm going to look into companies that are like possibly helping out the Sochi venture. In this case, I haven't gotten involved in the financials yet, so I'm going all in this week. We're moving into Pilbeam because they've invested billions in the infrastructure in Sochi. So I kind of feel like I'll be doing my part in helping the Olympics and the movement there and trying to make a little bit of money back because look, I need to get above that 10,000 because otherwise, what else are we going to do?
All right, Sean, you keep saving up like that and you'll have more than enough money to come here to Sochi and enjoy it for yourself. See you later. So when it comes to these Sochi Olympics, yes, there's been an abundance of economic failures. Most notably, it has to be Athens. We know that Greece is still battling with that economic challenge, but there has been some successes as well. I'd have to say Barcelona for sure, and it's far too early to say where Sochi is going to fit into all of this. But for now, you know what? I'm off to go and see if I can seek out some more Russian oligarchs.